Welcome to the deep dive. You gave us the keys to a really intriguing automation file this week, one that kind of flips the script on how we think about high-level systems integration.
It really does.
Forget the old world of, proprietary wall-mounted touchscreens that cost thousands. We are diving into the key digital KD-ProCL6 enterprise software license for Compass Control.
Right. And this isn't just an invoice item.
No, not at all. It's the foundational mechanism, the thing that lets Meiji projects run on the devices you already have in your pocket.
That's the core tension we need to explore today. We're looking at the master pack of 6 units, the KD-ProCL6 license. And our mission really is to dissect how this specific software license can turn consumer mobile tech, your everyday phone or tablet, into a secure, robust, enterprise-grade control system.
It feels like a bold move, moving away from all that specialized hardware.
It is, and we need to really understand the implications of that shift for security, for flexibility, and for implementation.
Okay, let's unpack this then. The source material is very proud of this concept. It explicitly states that Compass Control represents the first fully integrated major control system designed to use standard iOS and Android devices as its. Well, I love this description. Its backbone.
That's a fundamental change in philosophy right there.
A huge one.
It is. If you've ever built out a commercial or, a luxury residential project, you know the integration headache. Every single system, lights, HVAC, the AV matrix, it all demands its own interface.
And they're always expensive and purpose-built.
Exactly. Compass Control just recognized that.
Yeah.
Well, everyone is already comfortable using a smartphone interface. So the KD-ProCL6 license is basically the essential gatekeeper. It's what's required for activating the Compass Control system on 6 of those devices.
So it's the legal, functional, and secure conduit for those mobile screens to talk to the complex hardware behind the scenes.
That's it, exactly. It sounds like they're selling access more than the software itself. And speaking of specifics, for those of you tracking this for procurement, the sources confirm all the details. Part number is KD-ProCL6, UPC is 81950503733. It's listed as available and, importantly, TAA compliant. And that TAA compliance, that's actually a crucial, non-negotiable detail. It tells us immediately who their target market is.
For those who don't know, TAA is what?
It's the Trade Agreements Act. It basically mandates that a product has to be manufactured in the U.S. or a designated country.
Okay, and why does that matter if you're just installing this in, say, an office building in Chicago?
Because it signals serious intent for the institutional market.
Yeah.
Federal, state, and a lot of large municipal projects.
Yeah.
They require TAA compliance.
So by meeting that standard.
By meeting that standard, Key Digital is positioning the KD-ProCL6 not just for luxury homes, but for these large-scale government or educational facilities. Places where security and where the product was made are, paramount concerns. It just opens up massive project opportunities that competitors without TAA compliance can't even touch.
That really clarifies the high-level positioning. Okay, now let's drill down into the license features, because this is where the simple idea of using an app gets genuinely enterprise-grade.
Right. Here's where it gets really interesting. This Master Pack license has 3 core features that define its sophistication. Its functionality within a major project. It goes way beyond a standard user login.
Okay, let's start with security. The sources say the license marries with the device ID of each individual iOS or Android device. What does that marriage mean in practice?
It's a secure hardware handshake, unlike a simple login and password, which, can be shared or forgotten.
Or hacked.
Or hacked, yes. Tying the license to the device ID means the software is authorized for that specific piece of physical hardware only. This is essential for asset tracking and system integrity.
So if you have 6 licensed devices and number sudden tries to get on the network,
the controller knows immediately it's an unauthorized access point.
Yeah.
It prevents rogue system access, and it ensures that management knows exactly which physical assets have control capabilities.
That makes perfect sense for security in a corporate environment.
Yeah.
But, okay, if the license is married to a specific physical device ID, doesn't that become incredibly restrictive? I mean, companies upgrade their phones or tablets every 2 or 3 years. That sounds like a massive recurring cost just for licenses.
That is a fantastic question, and it points directly to the system's flexibility, which is the necessary counterpoint to the security.
Okay. The third feature addresses exactly that. The license is specifically noted as being transferable between devices. So the security is immediate, but the license lifetime is actually longer than the hardware's lifetime.
Precisely. When a company cycles out an old iPad for a new one, they can deactivate the license on the old device ID and just remarry it to the new one. This fundamentally saves them from repurchasing 6 expensive licenses every single hardware refresh cycle.
So it turns what could be a huge CapEx problem into a manageable asset management process.
Exactly. That synergy security through the device ID marriage, combined with financial flexibility through transferability, that is the hallmark of true enterprise licensing.
And then there's the second key feature, which is all about user customization. The license allows for creating a unique GUI, a graphical user interface for different devices, all within a single project. This really dictates the user experience.
It does. And in an integrated system, the GUI is, well, it's everything. Think about a university campus project. The wall-mounted panel in a big lecture hall might only need a simple lockdown interface for power on-off and select input. That's one GUI.
Super simple.
Right. But the facility manager's phone, on the other hand, might need this highly complex interface for diagnosing video matrix issues, checking logs, overriding schedules. That's a completely different GUI, all running under the same 6 licenses.
So the power and complexity of the interface can be precisely matched to the user's need and their location, from a simple one-touch panel to, full-on diagnostics tools.
Exactly. It ensures that complexity doesn't overwhelm the average user while still giving technical staff the deep control they need. And on top of that, the license enables key management features that programmers would rely on, like project upload and storage to and from the Compass Control Cloud.
Which means programmers can work remotely, manage backups, and deploy updates easily across all the licensed devices at once.
You got it.
That transition into programming is seamless because it highlights just how necessary professional tools are here, which leads us directly into the support ecosystem. If this is serious enterprise integration, the programming tools have to be robust.
They absolutely have to be. The license provides free e-access to the Compass Navigator PC Editor. That's a powerful incentive for installers. But the sources reveal a pretty significant barrier to entry, which is the required training.
What do you mean?
To even access the FreeE technical support, you have to be a C1 certified installer or programmer.
C1. So what does that actually entail? Is this just like a simple hour-long online quiz, or is C1? Does it require deep knowledge of networking, security protocols, the kind of programming logic you'd need to manage these systems?
Based on the emphasis in the documentation, it's clearly the latter. The sources confirm that all authorized resellers have to complete the C1 course. It's offered online, but the requirement itself implies rigor.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, when you're dealing with high-end AV and environmental control systems where a failure could cost tens of thousands in downtime, the manufacturer has to ensure the installation is flawless. C1 certification is basically Key Digital's quality control. It makes sure the reliability of their software is matched by the competency of the person deploying it.
It's protection for the brand and the client. And speaking of client protection, I found the warranty information. It was kind of buried in the source material, but it was genuinely surprising. Key Digital offers a standard 3-year warranty, which is good.
Blue standard, yeah.
But the reseller we looked at, HDTVSUPPLY, they significantly upgrade this to a 5-year warranty at no cost. Plus, they provide free HDTVSUPPLY lifetime telephone tech support.
That's a remarkable value add, especially at this investment level. When enterprise clients are signing off on installations, they're looking at TCO, total cost of ownership.
Right.
Extending the warranty from 3 years to 5, that signals incredible confidence in the product's longevity.
Mm-hmm.
And it drastically reduces the financial risk of long-term planning for system maintenance. It's a huge, unexpected benefit that comes from the distribution channel.
Let's put some numbers around this, though. We're talking about a master pack of 6 units, the KD-ProCL6. The today's price listed in the sources is $2,750, okay? And they also make a 10% discount code available 10% off, plus free USA shipping.
That price point for 6 licenses, it immediately tells you where the system sits in the market. This isn't for a single media room.
No.
This is for a mid to large corporate office, a medical facility, or a significant custom home. If you break it down, it's about, $460 per device license? And if you compare that to the single unit license, the KD-ProCL1, which is $550, you see there's a volume discount built into the master pack. It encourages scalability.
And they offer the flexibility to scale down or up. The sources also mention a larger pack, the KD-ProCL8, which comes in at $300.
Right, so it provides clear modularity. It's also important to remember that this software license is talking to dedicated hardware that you have to buy separately.
The license is the key, but it needs an engine.
A good way to put it. And the sources give us a peek at that engine, like the KD-MC1000 Compass controller, which is $1,100, and their heavy-duty AV over IP solutions like the KD-IP 1080TXRX.
So this confirms it. The KD-ProCL6 license is the foundational entry point into a comprehensive and pretty expensive hardware ecosystem, all designed for unified professional-grade control.
The integration challenge this solves is massive. It bypasses the need for high-cost, single-purpose touch panels by securely validating common mobile technology. The license acts as the intellectual property shield, the security tether with the device ID.
And the flexibility enabler with the transferability.
Exactly. It ensures that enterprise control systems can now be built on these familiar consumer-grade operating systems.
So what does this all mean for you, the learner? To summarize, the KD-ProCL6 is the foundational software mechanism that performs this critical dual function. It professionalizes widely available consumer devices, turning them into secure control interfaces. And it does so with robust long-term support, backed by that rigorous C1 certification training and that surprisingly generous 5-year warranty extension. It's a system built on contrast, consumer hardware leveraged for enterprise stability. Which leads us to a final provocative thought for you to consider. Given that this entire architecture uses rapidly evolving consumer operating systems, iOS and Android, as its fundamental backbone, how does this reliance on third-party development impact the long-term stability requirements of major multi-decade enterprise installations? That's a great question.
I mean, if Apple or Google make a fundamental shift in their OS security or connectivity protocols, what kind of immediate vulnerability? What kind of future-proofing headache does that create for the system integrator and the client who bought that 5-year warranty? That's the real complexity behind turning your phone into the master key.